Hey everybody, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and Cass is here, and I am here, and we're ready to talk about some of this week's new releases with you. We kind of got a lot of stuff to get through, but anyway, we always started off with our picks of the week, and Cass is going to tell us what he found that was good. What?
Okay, this week I have this new album by Crumb. It's called Jinx. Crumb is a four-piece based in Brooklyn, and they had a couple EPs out, one last year and the year before. This is their debut album. Those EPs were garnering a lot of hype, a lot of critical acclaim. The single Locket had a very popular music video on YouTube, and they're just getting like a monumental amount of streams on Spotify apparently, so they're getting really huge. And basically they're kind of like an indie rock. I mean, they're basically just a simple indie rock band on the surface, but when you dig deeper, the drumming, the guitar work, it's very technical. It's not like your new crop of sleepy, beachy indie bands. Like, there's definitely some some technical aspects to the instrumentals. Some people describe them as a little jazzy, jazz rock inspired. And the vocals by her name is
Lila, I think. Didn't you say it was like Lila?
I think that's her last name. Lilano. I can't remember. But basically, her vocals, very unique, I would say, very memorable, and sometimes the whole band kind of reminds me a bit of Broadcast, a little bit. And besides that, I can't really think of too many bands that are doing this sound. Maybe Mild High Club, with indie mixed with a little bit of jazz elements. But the debut album, it's really good. It did not disappoint. It doesn't really have a ton of like huge singles like the EPs did, and those songs from the EPs don't land on here at all. So this is all new material, but it's still a really great debut album from them. And they're playing at Desert Days this year, so I'm very excited to see them there. This is on yellow vinyl, $18.95. Check them out.
Nice. So I guess that's the thing now, those jazzy elements. Like, we got that Crumb is just blowing out the door, right?
Oh, yeah,
And that's kind of got that underlying kind of thing too, right? So, okay. Well, that's all real nice, Cass, but, again, I have the winner this week. Excuse me. Okay, so what I have for you this week, this is Uniform Deluxe. It's on ATO, and it is, of course, the great Jim James. And this is limited to 1,000 units, so you got to get lucky. They're all individually numbered, and what it is, the deluxe version includes both uniform distortion and uniform clarity on newly colored vinyl. I think the colored vinyls, when those first came out, for uniform clarity it was on clear, and for it was on white, and for uniform distortion it was on clear. But anyway, I'm going to show you this vinyl because it's just that good. But anyway, it's also got a die-cut gatefold jacket where he looks kind of like a snow. Well, it's not him. That picture is the cover of Uniform Distortion, and it looks like a snow globe almost, but it's not. It's got, the Uniform Distortion LP, it has 2 B-sides on it. It will work out in Flash in the Pan. Plus, there's a bonus 7-inch in here that has 4 unreleased acoustic covers on it. The first one is Hot Burrito #1, that's a Flying Burrito Brothers song. How, which is a John Lennon song. Fallen Rain, which is a Link Ray tune. And Dark End of the Street, that I think there was like a few different people. That was kind of a 70s thing that a few different people covered that song.
Choices there.
I know it. He's all over the joint. He can do anything. But actually, you know what else you get? You get a download card, and you get a signed fold-out poster, which is like an awesome thing. This is $45.95. It's a bargain at that price. I'm going to show you the colored vinyl here just because it's really pretty vinyl. So, okay, see how this is like this gatefold? And it's like a little snow globe. It's got the holes cut out. This is the uniform clarity. This is uniform distortion. Inside there's a fetching picture of JJ's eyeball through the crack of a door, okay? And anyway, look at how pretty this vinyl is, you guys. My God, my God. Okay, here we go. This one is uniform distortion, and you have to see it. It's around the edges. It's got that splatter, but then, woo, look at that. It's gold and black, and it's really, really good. Okay, and you do the other one. You do uniform clarity. Look at that. And flip it. There you go. See? So isn't this pretty vinyl? This is really, really nice. Okay. Well, anyway, obviously, for obvious reasons, it's my pick of the week, and ATO is kicking it down as always. So another fetching picture of JJ there on the inner sleeve as well. And you know what? We got 3 big Jim James shows coming to around at the end of the month here. He's got 2 nights at the Fillmore, for all you local yokels that think you might want to go see that. It's the 29th and 30th. And then, of course, there's Paso Robles, the Vina Robles Amphitheater on July 5th with Claypool Lynn and Delirium, which is also on ATO. So a lot of good things happening there. Okay, I know you got a couple more things you want to talk about a little more in depth, right?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, first of all, you might recognize this band from when I talked about them like a month or two ago, but Duster has a couple reissues out. Well, this one, Stratosphere and Contemporary Movement. Duster, as I mentioned before, is a San Jose-based indie rock band, and for some reason 20 years later they're getting like a very huge following, kind of like Slowdive and My Bloody Valentine. They kind of got like a cult status. This came out in 1998, this came out in 2000. Stratosphere specifically is being considered by a lot of people to be like one of the greatest indie rock albums of all time, and I have to agree. It's very good. It's got some space rock elements, some slow core elements, some lo-fi indie elements, and this is all way before a lot of that stuff was really big. So, pretty innovative album. On the surface, it's pretty simple. You wouldn't really think it's like an incredible, like groundbreaking piece of indie rock because you've heard so much stuff like it since then. But it really is incredible given the time period and the fact that they're from San Jose, which is pretty local, so kind of crazy.
Okay.
And the reason they reissued these is because, well, basically these are on colored vinyl now. Before I was talking about the box set that had all their albums. This is on a cool color. It's never been pressed on colored vinyl before. This one's on cream color vinyl, and this is on orange vinyl. And this is the sophomore album. This one's really good too. It's often overlooked because of how classic Stratosphere is, but it's a little more, the production's a lot better. There's a lot more synths on here. It's a lot more of a straightforward indie rock album, but it's really good if you're a fan of Duster. So pick these both up if you've heard of them, and if you've never heard of them, check them out. Pretty incredible. I'm a huge fan of their guitar work. It's very influential on me. So they're $21.95 each.
Get it right.
Check those out.
You're gonna have to like wind it up. People don't have all day to sit here. Look at how much stuff we have to get through. So you gotta like, be a little more concise.
All right.
Get off the pipe.
Unfortunately, I have a lot to say about this one.
Go.
New Baroness, Golden Gray. Baroness is a sludge metal, stoner metal-ish band from Savannah, Georgia. This is their fifth album, yes. The last album was a double, so technically there's 6, but all their albums follow like a color theme. This one looks orange, but it's gold and gray. Pretty cool.
Is that the vinyl color as well?
It's actually red and blue.
Red and blue, wow.
So, still pretty cool, and of course the singer and guitarist and songwriter John Baisley does all the artwork as well. He is a very, very talented guy, if you've never heard of him. And Baroness, lately, they've been going into more of a straightforward alternative rock, sort of mainstream direction, kind of like what Mastodon did. And I definitely think this is working out a little more than Mastodon, but I digress. This album is a little different than the last one, though, because it's really pushing into the, like I said, the alt-rock direction. A lot of the twin guitar solo stuff is kind of gone, unfortunately, which I used to love a lot, but still John Baisley's vocals are very strong here, and he kind of, like Robin Pecknold from Fleet Foxes, he always has like a vocal harmony going on no matter what. It's never just his vocal on its own, there's always a harmony, which is really cool. Very unique sound, and yeah, it's just a solid album from them. They've been just churning out albums every couple years for a while now, and they're very consistent. Pretty much all their albums are really good, and this is just another one, so check it out. This is the black vinyl version, $24.95. We have the color vinyl one for $27.95. So
great artwork.
Check them out. And then real quick, just want to mention this Matson 2 album. Came out last week. Paradise. Nice little jazz rock duo. A lot of people say it kind of sounds like Mac DeMarco. They did an album with Chaz from Touring Moi that's really good. And yeah, just a great little breezy sort of summer album. I think you'll enjoy it with the weather.
Couple of goofy looking twins.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Cayucas guys.
I know, they do look a little goofy.
Okay.
$14.95, and it's on Sunburst colored vinyl, so it's a pretty good deal.
Sunburst like what?
I don't know, it just says Sunburst color.
Okay. All right.
Specific.
Very good. All right. So I'll be a little more speedy, I think. But anyway. All right. I got Silversun Pickups, Widow's Weeds. This is on New Machine Records. This is their 5th studio album produced by Butch Vig. So this is, in describing this album, Brian Aubert, who's their vocals and guitar, he notes that it's more open, exposed album compared to their previous efforts. And, he's saying that while they were recording it, he was going through a dark time in his life, so he had to kind of stop and get sober in the middle of their sessions, and he thought that definitely had some kind of influence on the way the record sounds and an effect on it. He says it's more focused on the changes of life rather than the sadness of life, and he told Rolling Stone that it does have kind of a mournful vibe, but it's not sad, it's change, which is, kind of good to note. Now, funnily enough, Pitchfork is calling this a bunch of mid-tempo snoozers, so you're going to have to decide for yourself what you think. Every time somebody does something different, it's almost like people have to bag on it, and this is different, but it's still, we listened to it, and I thought, I like that kind of stuff. I like when people change it up. So guess what? Also, if you come in and buy this, we have these nifty Silversun Pickups bags for you, that you can have. So, you didn't know about these?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. They're just that kind of linen thing. So, you can throw that in your car and you don't have to pay for plastic bags every time you go and, buy whatever. Anyway, the cassette is $8.95. It comes with a digital download as well. This is $23.95, okay? Then, back to ATO. Our friends at ATO have this guy, Dylan LeBlanc. This is called Renegade. This is his first album in 3 years, and he's kind of perfected his style over the course of 3 previous releases. This one kind of gets a little shot of adrenaline. He's got a very sweet, high-pitched kind of a tenor vocal, but it sort of is a bit at odds with this kind of like rockin' style that he suddenly gets. It almost like it explodes into a full-on Tom Petty-styled strum rocker right out of the gate, and that's the influence that this had. This guy was kind of made for FM radio in like 1977, but it's kind of good. And he actually says that 1977, in his opinion, was the best year for music. He says he's heavily influenced by Neil Young, Todd Rundgren, and anytime he goes into the studio, he likes to try for that Fleetwood Mac drums and bass sound. So. Okay, that's his thing. But anyway, you know what? If you're like really missing Tom Petty, you might want to give this guy a try and just see if that kind of, makes you feel a little better for a little while. $20.95 for Dylan LeBlanc on ATO. Now we have so much other stuff to get through with you, and we're just going to give you the prices and maybe a little bit of chit chat, but we're not going to go too long because we know people have a life and they can't sit here all day. All right?
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, right out, we're going with Bad Religion, Age of Unreason LP, 1995. Okay, then we have, is this Bastille Doom Days?
Yeah.
Okay, it's on red and black vinyl. It comes with a digital download. It's 2 LPs, and it's $25.95. Okay, we got the return of James Blake here. This is Assume Form. This is also 2 LPs. This is $33.95.
Nice.
Okay. Calexico and Iron and Wine are doing a collab here, and this is called Years to Burn. This is also on colored vinyl. It's in 1995, and
what a great collaboration there.
well, I'm not sure how that's going to be. I don't think we've heard that one yet, but also we do have a thing that we should do a little giveaway in the store. We have a signed by the members of Calexico and Iron and Wine,
okay.
Just a little flat. But it's still kind of a cool thing. So
First person to pick it up in the store?
maybe so. Why don't we just say, yeah, you can have that. Okay, it's $19.95. Alrighty, so we're moving on. We got Brian Eno, Ambient One, Music for Airports, 180 gram, 2 LPs. This is $27.95.
Gotcha.
Wait a minute, you got number 4 there you're showing.
Shoot.
Where's number 1?
Oh, looks like one I'm missing. Music for films.
This is Music for Airports we're talking about.
Discrete music. I think that one, I guess that one wasn't in there.
Oh, okay.
They're all together.
But you do have number 4 on land?
Yes.
Okay.
Got that one right here.
$27.95. I guess the other one's not out of the box yet. Okay.
Discrete
Then we have Discrete Music, 2 LPs, $27.95, and Music for Films, $27.95, 2 LPs. Okay.
Nice.
Now we've got Perry Farrell, the return of Perry Farrell. This is Kind Heaven. Now he hasn't put out an album since what? I want to say 2000 and
Maybe 2000.
2001 maybe well, or maybe it's 2005. I can't quite remember. But anyway, listening to this, it's a little disjointed. He's a little bit all over the place. But you know what the reason for that is, in my opinion? He's not under the thundering heavy thumb of his guitar player, Dave Navarro's guitar playing, you know what I mean? So it's like this, he's just untethered and unleashed, and it's all over the place. It's kind of a fun record though, and it is
yeah, it's
you know,
good.
he's 60 years old now, and he's still doing it. It's $18.95 for that one.
Nice.
Okay, now here we got Grateful Dead. Oh God, I can't say this. Axomoxa picture disc LP, $20.95. Of course, if you come in and pick that, we have a nice litho for you to give away with that as well. And I should have brought him out here to show you, but I didn't. But anyway, maybe we'll post a picture of that below or something like that, okay? All right, now we got Gunfire 76, Casualties and Tragedies. This is $19.95.
Okay.
All right, so we got Tim Heidecker, What the Broken Hearted Do on blue vinyl. This is $20.95.
Yeah, famous comedian from Tim and Eric. You may know him. I guess he makes music too.
Oh, okay. Do you know what kind of music he makes? Oh, it's on Jaguar. Is that true?
Yeah, I think from what I've heard of his music, it's kind of like politically charged, a little tongue-in-cheek, sort of like piano rock, acoustic rock.
Interesting.
Jonathan Rado from Foxygen usually does his production and helps him write this stuff. So
really? Oh, that even sweetens the deal a little more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have some more of these colored vinyl things. The second round, the stuff we were telling you about last week, we went through a bunch. Okay, here's Billy Idol, Vital Idol Revitalized. This is just 2 LPs, $27.95. I don't know what color that vinyl is, do you?
No, they don't. They
just
really
says limited
it just
edition.
says color vinyl.
Okay, I hate that, God. Now we got Jackson 5 Dancing Machine on brown vinyl. This is $24.95.
Nice.
Probably should have been a better color than just a straight up brown vinyl. It's a little boring. It could have been better. Here we go, Cass. This is Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures. This is the 40th anniversary. So you can see they kind of changed the cover. It's white now. It's still got that canvasy feel, but it was black up until the 40th anniversary here. This is also on red vinyl, and it's a mere $19.95. This is like one of the must-own albums of all time, would you say?
Definitely. So important for a lot of people. And I looked on Discogs. It's the first time it's ever been pressed on color vinyl before, so for some people it's probably a pretty big deal.
That's a bargain. $19.95 for that on red vinyl. Red
still
anniversary
on the
vinyl.
cover too, so.
Ooh, good one. Okay. Now we got Carole King live at Montreux, 1973, 180 gram, $21.95. Her doing all her hits. Okay, Lust for Youth. It's a self-titled. It's on clear vinyl. It's $20.95. This is a very 80s sounding record. You'll know what I'm talking about. In the 80s, there was like pop groups especially had that really kind of affected vocal that was like, very 80s sounding. You know what? They got it too.
Soft Cell.
Well, it almost sounds like, they're not trying to be Robert Smith, but they have that plaintive kind of sound. It's like they listen to a lot of Cure albums and maybe some Psychedelic Furs albums, because I was kind of hearing some Richard Butler in there too. But anyway,
it's pretty good,
that's a very typical 80s kind of a thing, and they have it. So if you like your 80s music, you might want to try that out. It's $20.95. All right, here's another one of these. Leonard Skinner's Innards Best Of. This is also on brown vinyl, $22.95. What's up with the brown vinyl?
What do you have against brown vinyl?
I feel like it just should be, if you're going to go brown, why not go gold? You know what I mean? Just flash it up a little bit. Brown is so...
It's kind of rare. I don't see
is it supposed to be for these dudes like beer brown?
Yeah.
Okay. Or whiskey brown, something like that. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, you know what? Madonna's got a new album out. This is called Madam X. It's 2 LPs. It's $33.95. Where's she living? Somewhere... is she living in Portugal now? Is it, or I don't know. I can't remember. I want to say it's Portugal, but I could be wrong. Gosh, I'm going to have my friend Scott correct me. But I know she's been living abroad, and she's been influenced by, a lot of things that are, out in a different part of the world, and listening to all different kinds of music. So anyway, this is kind of new stuff for her. She's got a lot of rappers on here. There was one really great track actually on here that sort of infused with Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker music, and then it is, but it works. So, and there's also a picture disc for this that not terribly exciting. It's a gatefold. It opens out. There's 2 pieces, but it's kind of just these colors. $54.95. There's 2 discs in there though, right?
Yeah.
Can you open that up, or is it sealed up?
Taped up.
It's taped up. So
it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Yeah. Okay. Marillion, Clutching at Straws, 2 LPs, $28.95. You know what? If Madonna is living in Portugal, you know she should hook up with Panda Bear.
He lives in Portugal?
Wasn't his wife Portuguese or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
So I think part of the time he's there, but it would be. I think, yeah, Panda Bear would be great for her.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first now.
Oh, shit.
Giving away all our good ideas. Okay, we did Marillion just then, right?
Yeah.
Sorry we didn't dwell on you guys too much. That was 2 LPs for $28.95. Okay, now we got Briston Maroney, Indiana. This is on pink vinyl. I was going to ask them to play that for us this morning, and I think that cover is really cute. I don't know what it is. Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell, 2 on blue vinyl, 2 LPs, $25.95. Okay. Then we have Mono, Hymn to the Immortal Wind, just as colored vinyl on my notes, 2 LPs.
Nice.
$29.95.
This is a great post-rock album. This is a reissue though, not a new album.
Okay.
So check it out.
On some kind of colored vinyl, we don't know what. All right, we got the Klaus Nomi self-titled black and white vinyl. Of course, he was a contemporary of Bowie's when Bowie was running around in Berlin for those years. I believe Klaus Nomi is no longer with us. $27.95 for that.
Just telling me to check that out.
Yeah, I think you might find something in there pretty interesting.
All right, we're almost.
Yep, we're heading down the home stretch. You guys, hang in there, hang in there. Oh, okay, ready? No.
All right, there we go.
Breaking all the records before they even get on the floor. Pale Hound, Black Friday, 180 gram, colored vinyl, digital download, $20.95. Okay, Picks with 2 X's, Small Mercies, $21.95.
Nice.
All right, Plague Vendor by Night, or is it Plague Vendor by Night? What is it?
Plague Vendors.
Plague Vendor by Night, $19.95. Okay, and this is great. We got REM In Time, the best of 1988 to 2003, which is probably their, a good, nice, solid. Is that 2 LPs? 2 LPs?
It is, yeah.
It's on 180 gram, $27.95. So that's like really good. If you don't really have a lot of REM albums, you know what? That's kind of a great one for your collection. Okay, Real Big Fish, Life Sucks, Let's Dance. 2 LPs, $27.95. Okay. Now we got Rush, Time Machine, 2011, live in Cleveland. Boy, this is just a week for some people that, they just got everything they want in here. This is live in Cleveland. This is 200 grams and 200 gram vinyl. Sorry, not 200 grams.
200 grams of what, Lorain?
It weighs 4 LPs, $72.95. You got to have deep pockets for that, but I would imagine worth every penny. Yeah. We can get a second opinion from the gallery. What do you think? Worth it? Every penny, right? Okay. Okay. And now we got the Scorpions, Love It for Sting, on colored vinyl, $25.95.
Cool.
We have Semisonic, Feeling Strangely Fine, also colored vinyl, 2 LPs, $39.95. Oh, Julia Shapiro, she of course being the lead vocalist for a band that we quite like, Chastity Belt.
That's
and
right.
This is called Perfect Version. There's a cassette for $7.99. This colored vinyl, what is that, red vinyl?
Doesn't say. Probably red.
Oh, I'm just crestfallen every time you can't tell me the color of the vinyl. It's so important to me. $19.95. It's probably brown.
Brown vinyl. That would not look good with this cover.
Anyway, so we listened to this. It was good, but it sounded like Chastity Belt to me. What did you think?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, Chastity Belt, their last album, one of my favorite albums of that year. Definitely a very underrated classic. But it took me a while to get into that album, so maybe this one's kind of a, whatever you call it, a slow burner. Give it a few tries, but it was nice on our first listen. It was pleasant.
Okay.
So
One man's slow burner is another man's grower. I always say grower.
That's
you
it.
always
That's what I was
say,
looking
oh, are you
for,
looking for
but I
grower?
couldn't-
Yeah, well, it's like,
find it.
I think it's so worth a listen to. You might, and it's a good price, $19.95. That's decent for trying a new album, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay. 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 Now we got the soundtrack cast for Beach Bum. John Debney. I don't know what that means. Is that like the artist, or is that like somebody who's John Debney? I'm sorry, John. I don't know
What
who
the
you
hell's
are.
going on here? But
Oh, okay. We got to show it.
You know,
it's a
you
new
know.
soundtrack. It's $23.95. Okay, somebody leave us a note. Tell us who the hell John Debney is. Okay, now we have the cast for Twin Peaks Season 2, Music and More, 2 LPs, $31.95. Got to be the worst
what
artwork
Gina
on the
calls
planet.
worst album cover of the year.
I mean, they paid somebody to come up with this. They paid somebody to come up with this.
Twin Peaks, you're dropping the ball. Although, you know, big show, so that guy
I know,
probably
but
hired
oh
big
god, that
bucks
just
for
could have been
cover.
so much better. Okay, you could have pulled somebody off the street out here and they could have come up with better artwork than this. I'm telling you, it's just okay. All right, Bruce Springsteen, Western Stars, 150-gram gatefold with digital download,
Hell
2
yeah.
LPs, $34.95. Now, this is Springsteen's I think his newest release of just his own material since 2005, and there are people that are calling this a late in life masterstroke.
I know, they really are.
Right?
People are hyping this thing up.
Well, the thing is, I don't think he's trying to get any like new young fans. He's just like, you know, he had a trip to California. He was very influenced by the West Coast vibes and this kind of stuff, and that's why they do call us the best coast. Like, no shade to East Coast, you know what I mean? Every coast is a good
Shade to the
coast,
East Coast.
but no. It's you know, it's a very inspiring thing we have here on our California coastline, and the boss was he succumbed to that and apparently made a very brilliant album off the back of that experience. So there you go. That is $34.95. It's 2 LPs, and yeah, very critically
sweet.
acclaimed. Okay. Now we've got the U2, the Joshua Tree. It's on gold vinyl. 2 LPs, $27.95.
Excellent.
Oh, and this one we're gonna have to fight over. Cass, is there enough of these for everybody?
There's only one.
Oh, Verb Urban Hymns on green vinyl, 2 LPs for $25.95. A classic album, a must
Absolutely
own.
classic. Even if you don't like Britpop, some people don't like Oasis, I know, but this is an incredible album. I know a lot of Verve heads, they're more into the first album, which I love a lot, but I think they're both great. They're very different. They were very shoegazy in their when they first came out, but I mean, some of the songs on here, obviously, Bittersweet Symphony, which Richard Ashcroft just recently got the rights to, finally, after like 20 fucking years or
Good for
something
him.
like that.
Good for him.
Rolling Stones finally budged and let him get it, so that must have taken a lot of work, but congratulations to you guys
Nice.
for that.
Okay, that's $25.95. That's great.
Such a nice
All right, Cass, I guess we're going to have to flip coins, or I might have to pull rank for you on that one. I don't know. All right. Wednesday 13, Calling All Corpses on green vinyl, $20.95.
Well,
All right, now we've got Wednesday 13, Spook and Destroy, $17.95.
all right.
Okay, we got The Who. Who's next on blue vinyl? Is that, I wonder,
Cool.
transparent or opaque? We
I
don't
think
know.
it's opaque. I've
Oh, it
seen
probably looks like the, you know what, Cass, are these stickers like what the color of these?
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe they are.
Oh, maybe that's what they're trying to indicate to us.
Oh,
I
like
wish somebody
that.
would just say, but anyway, maybe it's that color powder baby blue vinyl, I don't know. $26.95. Okay, look at this. We got Yellow Wolf, Radioactive on colored vinyl, and I think that tells you what color that is somewhere on there.
It does not.
It doesn't?
So,
Oh,
we'll see.
2 LPs, $27.95. And here we go.
Right.
There's a new Neil Young and the Stray Gators. This is Tuscaloosa. This is a live LP, $23.95. Does that say where it's live from?
It does not.
Oh,
God damn it.
okay.
What
Well,
else?
anyway, there you go. That one's $23.95, and that don't even. Okay, so that's there's a lot of stuff there. Now, if we didn't get to something in depth that you're really into, we're sorry, but you know, it's there's a lot of stuff to get through, and we're trying the best we can. But you know, if you have any kind of questions, you can post it down below, and we'll answer you more in depth online. How's that sound? Pretty good? Okay, so this weekend coming up again, we are still doing the 12 to 4 hours Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Got to tell you guys, Jackie Green was great in Monterey the other Friday night, and then on to Father John Misty on Saturday was superb, because he always is. And yeah, I just had the best time. So, yep, the shows are gearing up now. What's your next one? What do you got on deck?
That's a good question. I haven't really been paying too much attention to shows. I guess, I mean, I keep talking about it, but that Desert Days Festival, they keep slowly adding bands to the lineup. They just
okay.
announced Dunyan, and
You saving your money for that
it's
one?
just looking like, you know, crafted by the gods.
Okay.
That lineup. So
Very
check
nice.
that out if you haven't heard of it yet.
Speaking of crafted by the gods, I do have my Jim James shows coming up, and my next one's Local Natives, and I'm very happy to say that the Middle Kids are opening for
looks
that
great.
show. So that's like two fun, good bands that I really like. So looking forward to that. Anyway, this weekend, anything?
No shows this weekend. If you caught me last Sunday, I worked, but not this weekend.
So
Maybe in the future.
It's only a small
Rare
window of
sighting.
opportunity. Now you got to come in on the weekdays. Okay, so that wraps us up. Thanks again, everybody, and we will see you next time. Bye.